Hi guys, I'm getting to a match with a subscriber just now who struggles to deal with the middle game and thinking ahead. He said he struggles to see the big picture. So we're going to try and give some instructive feedback in this unrated 10-minute game. Big picture thinking with special emphasis on the middle game. So, alright, big picture. So I guess big picture of the Sicilian is you're trying to take towards the centre. If here we come back, big picture is we get the bishop trapped. So we trade off this bishop. They've got doubled pawns long term. So yeah, we'll try and help this guy come up with some plans in the middle game, because it can be tough. And often... So is that a free pawn? There's no check. Always checking for this check. It's a very common one. What about this, going after this square and the knight? That's sometimes an issue if you've got bishop here. It can threaten mate and win the knight, but I think this is just a free pawn. I'm going to grab that. So yeah, in the middle game, guys, often the best players in the world don't have a plan going, you know, like when they're getting out the opening, centralizing the rooks, maybe playing a move like h3 to restrict your opponent's pieces. Often the best players in the world don't have an exact plan of how they're gonna go through the entire game. But you know, you've just got to try and improve your pieces, try and take some space. Let the diagonals open up for your bishops. Let your rooks sit on beautiful open files, and then good stuff will happen. I think a lot of beginners struggle with the uncertainty of not having an exact plan of what to do. So this looks interesting. Just piling up pressure here. If knight out, or probably just knight out. You know, trying to follow my own advice and just, you know, develop some pieces, improve the position, get castled, bring a rook to the center. Stuff like that. So yeah, this square intrigues me. You know, could there be some tactic here? Takes. Anything there? I don't think so. Let's pin this knight. They should develop like this. Step out the pin, and they should have an okay position. Just down a pawn. We do have 2 pawns in the center though. That is a big advantage for me. Is that, look, normally people take towards the center, guys. And big picture, you've got more influence on the center. You can push this pawn and try and crack in the center. But they took away from the center, and now I've got these 2 big bad pawns looking pretty dominant. So my knight is hit. I mean, I could take this to defend the knight, and if they recapture, they get doubled pawns. I have traded off both my bishops now. But they have a really bad structure. So they have to take this. Can't take the knight, it's defended. Yeah, we've used 2 minutes. What? That's not a good move. We've got some decent continuations though, haven't we? We can capture that. They take this, we slide back. Or we could even go for this, but then here, and we've got 2 pieces hanging. But they'll never castle. I'm just going to take the piece. I'm up a few points of material, so if I trade down, guys, I should just be able to see this one out. Yeah, I mean, this video was supposed to be how to play a good middle game. This guy, sorry to say, hasn't really got out the opening. Yeah, I mean, that's just a trade. I know he didn't want to damage his structure, which is fair that he's appreciating that the damage pawn structure is bad, but also appreciate that maybe there's some attacking chances. With a damaged structure, you often get open lines to attack, and so you just have to recapture the piece there. He just offered me another piece, and of course I take. So yeah, sorry to say that the first stage in playing a good middle game is getting out the opening. So Yeah, as harsh as it sounds. So here I'm just checking for tactics like heavily, like triple checking right now, because this is an undefended piece on the edge of the board. You know, can the queen come and attack it? I don't think so. Can slide back here, hit the queen, and we are up. We're up at just a solid piece, but they can castle now and got these doubled pawns. Maybe this pawn can be a target for me in the future. I think they have to get castled. They've got to connect the rook. So do I, to be fair. This looks like an idea once I get castled. That looks very nice. Take some space in the center. And this is like a... What am I going to call this? This is a theme. It's like hopscotch at school. You know, you do hop and that. You know what I mean? It's like that. Bang, bang. It's a little hopscotch. I don't know if that's a thing in America or if it's just a UK thing, but... Bang, bang. So this, hitting this queen serves to, like, trampoline my pawn onto another square to take even more space and open up my rook even further. And actually, this looks nice because it allows my queen to come here, maybe just threaten a mate. Maybe this. With this pawn being pinned, do something like that. But yeah, when we're attacking, we're going to try attack on the same side. We want to try and close off the center, guys, which doesn't allow them to mobilize their pieces towards the center. The only thing is, if queen back here, it does open up their queen. But we've got this very beautiful move of this, kicking the queen out off that diagonal. So to be honest, I wanted to move this bishop back anyway. Like maybe pivot the bishop here, go after this square. So I'm going to do that. Hit the queen. Bang. And then we're still getting this. But I want to play that and that. Bring a rook. And then this pawn will be pinned. And they might have to push the pawn to stop the mate. Especially if we get the queen to pin. That looks like a nice plan. So see what happens, guys. This is what I'm speaking about. When you start to open up, you know, like we're opening up our rook. Taking space in the center. We're going to open up this bishop on the diagonal. When you start to improve your position, good things happen. Like trapping this bishop, for example. And now we have got a clear plan in the middle game. But these plans only sort of emerge once you improve your pieces. So like now we've got this. And like I've spoken about this idea with the bishop coming in. And maybe the rook backing up. So that's from my perspective. I mean, what could they have done better? Let me see can I flip this board? So my knight is hit. Edge of the board looks a bit silly, but it does threaten this move. Maybe they go here. If here to kick the queen, maybe this. And then the knight might be stuck on it, but it also threatens that. I mean, a very odd move putting the knight on the edge of the board, but I was provoked, and this has two nice threats. We'd love to trade pieces, you know. They're trying to counterattack, aren't they? They can't hit my bishop, or hit my knight or anything like that, can they? And this is still just hanging, so. I mean, that's a triple fork. If takes, I get a sort of weak pawn here. So I might go for the... I might be inclined to go for the cheeky little triple fork. And win a rook. They go here, though. I take... They probably get the knight. Yeah, so let's look at it from their point of view. Try and give them some advice in how they should have proceeded. Coming out the opening. So... Like I say, taking towards the center I think is much better. Number one. Hanging a pawn in the center is... So sometimes I say hanging a pawn isn't that bad because it gives you open lines. Often a pawn on the edge of the board, it gives you open lines. It can be quite nice. But hanging a pawn in the center is pretty bad. Not gonna lie. So Yeah, and this is coming up with my arrows from before, but yeah, threatening to double the pawns, and this was just a catastrophic blunder. You've got to take back this. Just gives them another piece and a nice continuation. They take that, I come back. So here, from this point, what are you down? Oh wow, it's my time. My time is going. I was looking at the wrong time because it flipped. All right, so my time is going. I was looking at this move, wasn't I? Why is it not letting me move my pieces? Oh yeah, wrong position. Okay, so if this. Thing is with this, they can't move the bishop. So yeah, I can go for that. The bishop is still just hanging. And now we're just up too much material, guys. This is, I mean, we can grab this pawn, which also serves to open up the rook. Which is, you know, nice in terms of the cohesion of the pieces. Still need to develop the queen, connect the rooks. Grab that pawn if we want. So what's the fastest way to end this? Probably, well, I mean, let's take this pawn. It's free material, guys. I wouldn't be so fussed about taking this isolated pawn. We can win that whenever. But this pawn, we don't want them to start. If they reconnect this pawn structure, it might be like a little nuisance. But this square looks juicy. They can't push this, we take. This protects this and threatens mate when we develop the queen. So we'd love to set up a dual threat. Like if I don't know, if they put the rook on this square here, we could like go bang, hit the rook, threaten mate. Obviously we just take the rook, but you know what I mean. Dual threats are what win chess games, especially the higher up the ranks you go. So yeah, should we just jump back to what we were discussing? From his point of view, it was tough. I mean, at this point, this trapped the bishop. I think queen back here, at least, doesn't trap the bishop. If here, the white pawns are storming down the board, looking pretty destructive. But yeah, bishop trapped. That's a good idea, counter-attacking, but it doesn't resolve the issue, really. And here, I think you've got to stop the knight fork there. So, back to the current position. Let's flip the board. So where did they go? They protect this pawn. So now, can we go like this? Set up a little mate. All the pieces are nice and cohesive now. Queen and bishop working together. Rook. The last thing I'd like to do, really, to complete the position is bring this rook to the open file. And, yeah, we've taken a little while to develop that. Oh, if this. Hit the queen, but then they can go... Yeah, and that's brutal, isn't it? Because this maintains the mate threat while creating another threat. You know, the bishop's doing this while supporting this. And queen cannot... Can queen defend by this? I think so. But this... Bring in another piece. Yeah. So bang, bang. And maybe they push. Yeah, maybe they can hold out for a little bit, but this also looks interesting, just hitting the rook. Yeah, I mean, this is the only move, I'm pretty sure. Oh, they stop. Okay. Could almost just play that, could you? And just go bang, bang, bang. But I'm going to take the queen, guys. Hitting the rook. And now bang, 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 bang. And respectfully, this guy is playing it out because I said I'm gonna record if that's all right. So I think he's playing it out to allow me to give instructive value, hopefully. So if you got anything from this game, guys, about the middle game and just development, really, yeah, like and subscribe. See if this guy wants to resign or if he's going to play this out. Fastest way to mate. Target these weak dark squares. Look at them. And we've got a dark square bishop. They haven't. It's very sad. Yeah, hope you're all well, guys. So this guy, again, contemplating life a little bit. Bosh. I nearly hung my queen. Okay, so this. Hit the rook. Defend the bishop again. This looks juicy. Trying to trade the rooks. Trying to bring a rook to the back rank, and that would be mate. Right? I thought it was mate. What? Wait, what? Why? Was that just a delay in the noise? I won by checkmate. Did you hear that, guys? Like, the noise came on like 3 seconds later as if he'd resigned. That's definitely checkmate. Yeah? Anyway, hope you enjoyed that, guys. Like and subscribe. Well played to my subscriber here. I hope that helps, mate. And yeah, cheers. See you next time.